How's it going, everyone? Today's topic is Chamber of Starlight, Master Law Sector, dealing with champions of Overload and Unstoppable with the threat of Solar. We'll be doing this as an Arc Hunter. To find this Law Sector, you're going to find it on your map with the indicator, set it as a waypoint, located over here in the Develian Mist. Make your way up here from the Dreaming City, and then you will be all set to jump down this hole. Don't crevasse here. Don't when you jump down here, find the ledge with the banner. Don't jump into the hole or abyss. So that would be unfortunate for you. You should be able to take your your mounts all the way down here and land, so you should be okay. It will have a chance of blowing up, so just kind of use your utility and movement to get over here. For normal, make sure you run down this cave here, run it all the way through, come back to the flag. You can now run on a legend or master once you complete it on normal. Legend has less champions, master has more champions. The power level doesn't really matter that much as long as you take care of champions. It will be easier with more power, but that's, up to you. Arc, Gathering Storm here to do big damage to our overloads for us. And Boss, Gambler's Dodge combined with Combination Blow and our Lethal Current, so allow us to do jolts and blinds all together. So we dodge, we punch twice, and then it'll do the jolt the first time and then blind the second, so you can take care of both champion types by yourself. And then Flow State here will keep you amplified when you do those jolts. So your grenades will do jolts for you also, using Spark of Shock. With those shocks, those jolts, it'll give you Ionic Traces. And while amplified, you get orbs of power, and then resistance will give you 25% damage reduction. So all this kit is really helpful to get you take care of overloads and unstoppable, which are the two champions we're dealing with in this run. Malfeasance will be your hand cannon here as intrinsic unstoppable. Intrinsic means it will take care of unstoppables by itself. As you'll say, gear with unstoppable traits or additional artifact perk effects, as you'll see in the bottom of there. That's what this will take care of. If I also am running the unstoppable cannon here, because if you load the bullet in, it takes it immediately rather than taking a few shots for your dots to actually do the damage and stun the unstoppable. So I would recommend you have this also, as it doesn't really hurt your build at all. You just got to switch them around. So if you have a glaive, just uncheck one of them, switch it to the other one, click it, and go back to it if you wanted. So just like unclick it, back to the one you like, and you're all set. They really need to make this a little easier to use, or switch with your sets. But that's another thing, another conversation. Trace rifle here, you can use a scout rifle if you'd like also to take care of overloads. You really don't even need this at all. Maybe emergencies where you don't have, you can't melee, which would be weird, or you don't have a grenade up, which again be odd. So you can have trace rifle just for safety. You really won't even use it for the most part. I just have it here as a backup. You can use a scout rifle, both work. Just make sure that you have it set up in your artifact. Heavy weapon, you can use your rocket launcher. Again, your Malfeasance will do 90% of your work with your grenades, so you can use rocket if you want to for more damage, but, most of the time your Malfeasance and your kit will take care of everything for you. 100 Resilience, keep you alive. 100 Discipline to pair up with Shinobu's Vow, which we get double skip grenades. As long as the skip grenades do damage, they'll get a cooldown reduction, so basically each time you throw one, you'll get a free one back with grenade kickstart and everything going on. So, as long as you have Ash's assets, you have ult charges, you have grenade kickstarts active, you have a lot of grenades. Your siphon should match your weapon here. So if you are going to be running for example, if you're running a Malfeasance here as a kinetic weapon, if you don't have the slots here, you may need to lose some stat, which will be okay. To get a kinetic siphons will be more of a benefit for you. You can move some things around to get your stats back to where they need to be. So let's say if let's see, this is running discipline here, this is running 1-1. I want to switch this intellect over here, which is, a minor thing, or if I want to be okay with not having 100, it's okay also. It's only 8 seconds, which really isn't that big of a deal for it, as long as your assets, or sorry, your abilities will come back a lot with your Shinobu's Vow, so it won't be that bad. So 8 seconds isn't that big of a deal. If you can get 100, awesome, do it. You can sacrifice some of these Ashes assets if you want also, but again, I would definitely make sure you have Kinetic Siphon in there. If you're using Malfeasance, it's more important than having your stat. Stats are not everything, so I would say get 100 Resilience. That's probably the only thing I would say is a minimum for every class. 100 Resilience so you can take more damage, 30% damage reduction. Everything else is optional, right? If you want to go 100 in one, 100 in another, and then everything else, meh. A lot of people I see building are doing half stats and everything. You're kind of making it harder on yourself. Just pick 2 stats you like, and get as much of those as you can, and then throw the rest into some other third stat when you can. But look for all spiky gear, right? Everything you want to have, you want it to be all spiky, just like this. Just as a little small tangent. Resistances, void resistance as the overloads do most of the damage. Everything else down here is keep us alive. You can switch your boots out if you don't want better already to elemental charge. If you'd like to pair up with your grenade kickstart, again, up to your preference. Everything down here is kind of optional, but your style, your whole build is kind of taken up here. And then most of the time, Shinobu's Vow with your kit by itself and Lightning Strike twice will do most of the stuff for you. So it's kind of a nice pairing. But enough out of me. Let's go and get this run done real quick. Should be a quick run, shouldn't take too long. As always, I appreciate all the support. You guys have been amazing. Like and subscribe. Comment below if you want to see any different exotic weapons or armor pieces, and we'll just knock this one out. Should be real quick. Alright, here we go. We're going to do is aim down the sights, do some damage to the unstoppable here. Throw our grenades, then we're going to focus the top one up here to get it taken out so we have more wriggle room. We don't really want to go too far out as it'll trigger everything else. We do want to make sure we get some rocket hits out if we can. Most of the damage from the unstoppable is going to be from his shield, so if he runs at you and you're not ready for him, the shield may mess you up pretty well, so be careful. One more rocket here, should be good, and then finisher. And then you're just gonna rocket everything else, or not rocket everything else, grenade everything else. You can rocket everything else, that totally works also. Mage take care of most things for you. If you need to, you can always just grenade and run. As long as it does damage, it'll give you that ability cooldown back. As you can see, we're almost up to a second charge of things. Home. Aim down sights, get the damage on the unstoppable here, rocket. And then we're gonna rocket one more time as he's still... Nah, never mind. We'll run at him. You can dodge his shield smash if you actually use your hunter dodge. You could dodge left and then punch him twice and he'll be blinded, so you don't actually need an unstoppable. But to be safe with it, you might as well run something that does really good against Taken. So we're running Malfeasance here. So we're gonna see if we take out some mobs. Focus on the ones in the middle here. I do want to make sure I get over that overload as fast as I can. I'll also take out stuff in the middle, as I want to make sure that I can get my super used. I want to make sure that's on cooldown because we're going to be getting, use it effectively. But also, we're going to make sure we can get it, get more of this back. Grenade spams. Grenade spams. Take out the hobgoblin up here. We either need to kill more overloads or more unstoppables. Preferably we like to kill more unstoppables. So you may sometimes have to deal with 2 overloads up top. Or you can deal with just the more unstoppables. Okay, now we need to find the boss. The boss should be in here. Just gotta find her. She's to the right here, okay? Perfect. We have our health regen active. We want to just break this shield first. And then use our rockets. We don't want to blow it up or blow up our... Oh, hello. Usually they don't come at you, but he was looking for it. So I'm not going to bait this shield this time because I don't have my dodge up. But you can bait it. Just go to finish. Perfect. So we continuously rain in damage here. We don't want to kill all the unstoppables. As we do, she'll start to leave, and we don't want her leaving. Little corner here should be plenty. To rain in the damage. Let's see if we can cut her off. Perfect. Now she's going right where we want her with the Malfeasance. So I do have my super available. I do want to save that if I can for the unstoppables or the overloads. So I see one that's over there. So what I'm gonna do is throw a grenade up top. Just put a spear up there so I don't have to go up there anymore or nothing. I don't want him healing, but I do want to make sure that he dies. Perfect. Now we're just gonna have an unstoppable over here. This guy is not bad to deal with. Load the shot up. Perfect. And we have one rocket to take care of all the little mobs around there, so we don't want to deal with them. Unstoppable stacked up. We have our unstoppable weapon ready to go. Loaded the bullet, so it'll keep stunning him every time we need to. Don't want to die to something crazy here. Other one should be over here to the right. Hope doesn't work. I want to show you you can dodge a shield, so just dodge in here. Well, the wall was in the way, but it makes it work the same way. You can line of sight them, you can dodge them, you can bait them as much as you need to. If you really are worried about them like shooting you from a distance, you can get close, keep baiting them back and forth until you're ready to take care of them. But Malfeasance should do most of the work for you. Everything else you don't need to focus on, you can just run and get your loot. You have plenty of grenades, spam around, whatever you want to, but clear the room if you like, but kill all the champions, kill the boss, get your loot. Sweet, we got an exotic also. 3 for 3 today. Love it. Got some silver leaves also. So 5 minutes, 20 seconds, wasn't bad. You can probably do this in maybe 4 minutes pretty quick if you go right for the champions. You guys are better than me, so you guys can do it. Like and subscribe. I appreciate all the support. If you want to see a different exotic weapon or armor piece, please let me know in the comments below. And as always, hope you have a fantastic day.